Good morning. I see we are live. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram, and hello, Zoom room participants. We are on day 5, Manifestation Training Series. We have covered so much ground, and I am really excited to talk to you about some more stuff today and then kind of wrap it all up for you. I want to let you know that I have been putting every one of the recordings on my podcast so that you can listen to them over and over again. You can just go to workingforspiritpodcast.com, workingforspiritpodcast.com. And I have also had them all transcribed. So you will find the transcript. If you're like me, sometimes I don't want to watch or listen. I like to read. So you can also find the full transcripts. You can go through them. You can read them. You can mark them up. You can circle things. You can put them in a notebook. I think that really helps people in a lot of ways. Today, I want to focus on something that I introduced in the very beginning, and I think now you're going to be much more ready to hear it. And that is, as a healer and a helper in any form, you're the heart-centered, the giving, the caring, the compassionate, the one people seek out for your wisdom, for your help, even just to be in your energy. You came here wired and designed to respond to that. And at the same time, a piece that a lot of you are missing is a piece that I missed for decades. You came here to fit your soul into a body on earth, to learn how to have joy, expansion, and expression. I talked to you about it earlier this week. If you look at nature as an example, nature teaches us every other system and the way the universe works. In nature, nothing and no one ever stops growing to their full potential until they are done. That little daffodil or that dandelion, the weed that gets through that concrete and pokes up, the trees that get overshadowed, overshaded by other trees, and they continue to find a way to grow, the roots that grow really far out to find water. Everything reaches its full potential and shows up as who it is, except us. But it's the way nature was designed and the way we were designed. We had to be wired and designed as these helpers and healers. Because honestly, if you look around the planet, there are a lot of people. They would help a neighbor, they would help a friend, they would help a family member. You see Good Samaritans being made all the time, and you see that human spirit show up whenever there's a crisis or tragedy in our nation or our world. But my point is, they are not on the daily saying, I've got to help people. I've got to use my gifts. I've got to do my thing. I see myself out in front of people like we are. Sometimes that comes from a near-death experience for people. Sometimes it comes after a crisis or trauma, and spirit awakens that, but it is in us. And many of us now realize we have been empaths our whole lives. That's my story. Now, so much more makes sense. The piece that's missing is when you are working for spirit, showing up and doing what you're made to do, what you're meant to do, what you're designed to do. Why would you believe anything less than that spirit will provide for you, and that spirit wants you to live the life of your dreams? That superpower that you are given, it's for you. It's for you. It's for you. and we're so busy helping everyone else. I even go so far as to say it's for you primarily. And when you learn how to use it and manifest like I'm teaching you and live within the universal laws and be connected to your source and grounded to the earth at the same time, this is all the things I teach my clients and students, in addition to building and growing their businesses, because you've got to have this. When you have this, when the hose is uncramped, like I talked about yesterday, Spirit provides, and you become the person who can get the results, and you become the person that is better in every area of your life for everyone and everything. And yet so many struggle and are challenged and have stories that are not true about how they are supposed to sacrifice. You are here to be in service, not a servant. To be in service, not a servant. You don't serve anybody when you can't take care of yourself. And I have you create a vision of the life you want to live, and then create a business that supports and sustains that. I have talked to you a few times this week about money freedom, which was my first desire. And now I have a desire for time freedom like I've never had before. I have had varying degrees of time freedom. I've had my business now 15 years. Now I want more time freedom than ever before. I'm a brand new grandmother, and we just retired my husband, and we're still in our 50s, and we love travel, and there's a lot I want to do. But I still want to show up every day and do my purpose work. So I want to do it in a way where I don't have to do anything else. Y'all, I have not had a job since 2006. I've been doing my work in the world, which turned into, once I figured it out, helping the other helpers and healers do it for themselves as well. And that has turned into my work. And that has turned into this love for the coaching world and the healing and transformation that are possible for us within that coaching model when we marry it with the intuitive and healing arts. I am a master in intuitive and healing arts in many modalities, in many dynamics. I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm a healer, and I'm a master coach, and I bring the two together. And I believe that people like you and you and you and me, we make great spiritual coaches. And that's why I founded and created my spiritual coach school now, to train and certify people in the spiritual coaching model. And you can find that at bethecontribution.com, bethecontribution.com, along with a button that you can push if you want to talk with me by phone, email, or by direct messenger. So your superpower, why are we given this superpower, and why are we wired and designed like this? So we'll wake up and remember who we are. We agreed to come here to be the contribution on the planet, but nobody said you couldn't get paid well for it. Be the contribution and get paid well for it. Your superpower is meant for you. How many times have you seen healers and intuitives who are struggling? They're not living in joy and expansion and expression. They're living out of their beta brain in fight or flight, and they're scared, and they're living in lack and scarcity, and they're crying to the heavens, how do I do my work? What is happening here? That's why I've been sharing this with you all week long. Because this is just as important as you showing up and saying, okay, I'll take my gifts out into the world. I'll be the spiritual coach. I'll be the spiritual healer. I'll be the spiritual teacher. And I'll be the spiritual leader that I am. This is just as important because you've got to be able to live a life. I told you I started with money freedom, time freedom, but the overriding core value for me is I came here for a spiritual journey. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Y'all have heard that a lot. I want to have the spiritual journey of my dreams. In fact, I insist on it. And so I don't want money and other people and circumstances making the decisions for me. When spirit calls, I want to say yes every time, and I want to get up and go. And it has served me well. I've done it a big part of my life ever since my spiritual awakening. But in the early days, it was scary and clunky and messy. And I created some of what I wanted and a lot of what I didn't want until I learned these things. Remember, you have to learn to live within universal laws. I have so much in my head. You can see I tell y'all, when I start stumbling over my words, it's because I already know the next thing, and Spirit's bringing in so much for me to tell you. And there's a lot of energy, and that's what's happening. But I catch myself, and then I'm coming back to you. So if you can start with me here today about this, your superpower. You feel like, of course, I came here so I can help everyone with this. And there's even this wound in the wounded healers that's like, why doesn't anybody want what I have? I had that one. I was just trying to give it to the wrong people in an unhealthy way, playing out all my childhood and family stuff. Let that land. Plenty of people wanted it. I've had a full-time business for 15 years now, and it gets busier and busier and busier every year. I have my spiritual coach school, and I have private clients that I work with, and I teach classes, and I run masterminds. If you want to connect with me on any of these, just send me a private message, and we'll talk more about how I can help you and where you might plug into those things. I also talked to you all about that yesterday, and I want to bring that back around. When you're trying to do all of this by yourself, it doesn't always work. I have always had people pouring into me, and I have always plugged into a collective, a community, a tribe. I am a community connector and a community builder, so that is something I need and desire all the time. And it lifts me up and it helps me. And I love connecting other people. So I have built a very strong community, a spirit workers collective, a community of healers and intuitives. And if you've shown up here and you're looking for that, plug into my community. Find me on Facebook to start. I'm there every day, in person, live. And I'm creating all these things like this for you. I want to let you know this has been so great for me, this 5-day training series, and the response I've gotten from you all that I'm going to schedule one in over the next few months with a different topic every single month for one whole week of the month. And you'll be able to find all of them the same place you found this one, metaphysicalupgrade.com, metaphysicalupgrade.com. Every month, go there and you'll see what the next one is and what time and what days and all of that. I'm super excited about continuing to show up like this and share this with you. Now that I've got all the technology working, it's gotten easier every day. I really want you to tap into this, and I want to make some statements to you that are ways for you to shift your thinking, shift your feelings, shift your beliefs, and live this. Remember, learn it and live it. To live this, to be this, to work within these universal laws. And when you do, it works for you. Everything that comes back to you is evidence. Remember, you're either matter, dragging your body through the third dimension, hammering on matter to make things happen. And that can work. And sometimes it's called for. But I have learned to let the universe do the heavy lifting. In fact, all week long, and the name of this very series is Your Part and the Universe's Part. Manifesting your wants, needs, and desires consistently, your part and the universe's part. And I let the universe do the heavy lifting. I always do my part. And remember, one of the key concepts is you always have to go first. You always have to go first. There's no way around it. I've looked, I've told my clients, I've looked again. Spirit cannot impede on your free will, and the universe responds to true need. So you have got to make a decision. Draw from inspiration, from divine intelligence. Take aligned, inspired action. Line your frequency and vibration up with the unified field. Become a match to what is already there for you that you don't yet have in the physical. Collapse time and space and allow it to come to you. And I've been giving you examples all this week. And since I showed up to do this training all week, they're coming in even more and faster and stronger. And that's how it happens, because I showed up this week even more of who I am, to reach more people, to overcome any hesitations I had, and to be the spiritual coach, the spiritual healer, the spiritual teacher, and the spiritual leader that I am. And if that's what you're called to be, I can help you with that right now. You don't have to wait. People come to me at all different stages of working out their stuff and what they've grown and what they've built so far, or from ground zero. It doesn't matter. It's your journey. It's your process. This is a trust times 3 journey. Get on board now. Trust yourself, trust spirit, and trust the process. Get on board now. Some other things. I talked to you yesterday, and this is super important. The cycle you get into and the abandoning of yourself. When you get into the cycle where you're not manifesting and you really are willing to take honest inventory and take a clear look, Spirit has not abandoned you. And if people in your life are abandoning you or have abandoned you, and so many of my clients come to me with abandonment and betrayal, and it's a tough one, because those are the moments I have to dig in with all the love and hold all the energy, because I work with my clients intuitively, energetically, and strategically all at the same time. At the same time, I have to bring in the tough love and dig down and unravel where they have betrayed and abandoned themselves. And then it clears up and it goes away. Spirit has not abandoned and betrayed you, but there are places where you have. It could be so old you're not even aware of it, but you can clear it, heal it, and resolve it. My clients and students now, they're coming to me. I had one just again the other day on a private call. Yes, I found what I need to clear, heal, and resolve. They're so used to me saying it, because when you start manifesting, remember, ask and it is given is absolute universal law, and the universe starts giving it. And what shows up first, most often, is what needs to be cleared, healed, and resolved. And it takes people out, and they misread it and they misunderstand it. God said no. Spirit said not right now. It's not for me. It's not my time. I never can have it. This happens to me all the time. It's all a scam. Those other people are lying. I am looking you in the eyes right now. I am looking you in the eyes right now, and I am telling you, I promise, I have not been without a coach or mentor since 2009. Mine are real. I'm real, and my clients and their results are very, very real. Let that land. These are big concepts and big pieces. And at first, you're going to have to pay a lot of attention as you strengthen the muscles. Then they come just a normal way of living and being. But you can't step over here and be in a manifestation circle or listen to something or read something or even go to a spiritual retreat. And then you come back into your environment with your toxic patterns and habits and behaviors and relationships and things that you tolerate. Do you know one of the biggest ones is things people are tolerating? Not even the giant ones like my marriage, my kids, my money. I had a coach one time who made us list right off the bat 100 things we're tolerating. Everything from my bank account keeps going back to zero to the squeaky door in my office. What we are tolerating, those are energy drains. And we need to correct them. And then she told us, correct them all and mark them off the list. Those little things make a huge difference because I've been talking to you about being impeccable with your energy. It's such a big subject. I've talked about it this week. I'm bringing it up again, but to really fully understand it, I have people in my higher level mastermind and we're really working on it deep. And I work on it with my students in my spiritual coach school also. It's something that takes working on, connecting with a mentor, a coach, a teacher, plugging into. Remember, Carolyn Mace says we evolve at the rate of the tribe we plug into. Impeccable with your energy is one of the big ones that I insist on and that I help you with. It makes all the difference. And this tolerating, as well as toxic environments, patterns, and behaviors are big pieces of this. I've talked about, along with this being impeccable with your energy, this whole piece about energy management and emotional mastery. For a long while, I had to learn all the solid strategies. I had to build the foundation, build the structure, build it up. I had to get right with my money. I had to learn to clear my stories. What it came down to the most was I had to work on energy management and emotional mastery. Both of those together can come under mindset, but I like to break it down because it's more than that. Energy management and emotional mastery. You're strengthening muscles. You're learning to get out of your beta brain, your fight or flight brain, in those lower, denser energies when you're living in your lower chakras. It's super difficult and challenging to manifest. And it takes a toll on you. Just be listening to each one of these. Notice which one you really want to buck up against, or you feel resistance, or which one really lights you up. Another key concept: where there is a desire, a way has already been made. This is a way of living and being. And when I learned to live a desire-led life, remember I talked to you, too many people use pain as a motivator and they wait until the pain gets bad enough to move. I learned to stop doing that, and that if I always follow my pleasure, I don't end up in the pain at all. And when I do, it's deep, deep childhood stuff that's ready to be seen and heard and cleared. This works. There is a method to it. It can feel chaotic and a lot of different pieces. It all comes together into your life and your business and your dreams and your mission and your vision. Once I learned to trust, where there is a desire, a way has already been made. It is true every single time. I will promise you this now, 100%. There is not an ounce in me that doesn't believe this. And you know those desires? Your soul put them there. You can trust them. Your soul put them there. Spirit wants for you whatever you desire for yourself. And you have to become the person to be, do, and have it. So there's that other piece, the be, do, have, and people get it backwards. This one's been around a long time. It's like that Wayne Dyer quote that's coming up in my mind right now. Like I would hear it and I would see it on Facebook and I was like, yeah, that's nice. Oh, and then one day I was ready to see it and hear it. And it was like, oh, he says, everybody wants to say, I'll believe it when I see it. You might even have people you hear that right now in their voice. But Wayne Dyer says, you will see it when you believe it. And one of those is the opportunities that start showing up. It'll catch you by surprise because you're not a match for them yet. So they're going to stretch and grow you. But everything you want is on the other side of it. And I had to learn to open my eyes and ears and find those opportunities and say yes immediately, even when it was both scary and exciting. Remember, the things that feel scary and exciting at the same time are the things you absolutely must do. Again, I promise you. So you've got to become, through this way of living and being that I'm teaching you this week and that I model for you. Those of you that are new in my world, I don't ever bring anything to you until I thoroughly test it out. I consciously turned my life into an experiment for the law of attraction in 2003. I now have a couple of decades of bringing this to you. And then in 2007, I started my journey as a spiritual entrepreneur. And that taught me even more. You have to become the person who can get the results you desire, or you would already have them. So you have to be that person, do what that person would do, and then have what that person has. And the way that I always pick my coach and mentor is it's someone who's being who I want to be, doing what I want to do, and having what I want to have. And if you're finding that in me right now, I am happy and thrilled to welcome you into my community and my world, to be your coach and mentor and teacher and leader for a time, however long you want to journey with me, and take you on your unique journey so that you can be the contribution you are here to be, and know how to fully take care of yourself while you take care of everyone else. Go to bethecontribution.com to find out more. Let's keep going with these. Once you get these and you do these things I'm talking to you about, you free up the energy. This takes a lot of creative energy. I was telling someone just the other day, my students, and before that, a colleague, I'm now at a place where, one, I can't not do this. And I am so the coach for you when you find yourself at that place. I can carry you through that fire all day long. I can't not do this. And two, I cannot afford the luxury of getting into those low vibrations and letting a bunch of my vital life force energy be used up in that. Instead, I talk to you about learning to get yourself in a joy cycle and a cycle of well-being, and it brings you everything you want and need much quicker, much easier, much faster. And it's just a great way to live. It feels good. You look younger. You feel better. Things inside your body. Yes, I can't not do this so much. And as you see, it takes inner work. but the inner work becomes joyful because of who you're becoming, and because of who you become and what you create in the process. I've talked to you a lot about learning now to catch your stories, especially your money stories. One of the programs inside Spiritual Coach School is the Drop Your Money Story Challenge and the Drop Your Money Story 5-week workshop. I had to create that for my clients and students to get them to be able to take their next steps in their business and in their life. Because whatever you say is. And we get spinning in these stories, then the universe has to bring us the evidence, and they say, and so it is. Then you start reading the evidence, then you tell more stories, and now you're in that cycle. Can you see that cycle where you're caught over and over again? And then that will kick you. If you've ever seen a whirlpool, we live in Texas, and in the Texas Hill Country, you can tube down rivers. And I've also done this in Colorado, and sometimes they'll say there's a whirlpool up ahead. And the whirlpool sucks you in, but at some point it kicks you out. So this whirlpool sucks you in. Now you're stuck in this loop, and it's not the loop of joy and well-being. It is the loop of I'm stuck, I'm lost, I'm paralyzed, I'm frozen, I can't see my way out. So now I'm going to put myself into confusion, and confusion is a defense mechanism. Do not let yourself stay there. That's another program I had to create for my clients and students. Keeping yourself in confusion is a coping mechanism and a defense mechanism. And what happens, you're in there long enough, you become fully matter. You're no longer energy creating, you're fully matter, and it kicks you out into your deepest stuff that comes all the way from your programming and your conditioning and your childhood, all of it. And that's where you start getting not worthy, not valuable. Instead of just saying, I didn't do that right, I can't do anything right. Instead of just saying that person said no, nobody wants what I have. I didn't make money with that. I don't know how to make money, and I can't make money. I'm not good with money. And then even back further, our family never has money. I've had clients who are so programmed and conditioned, their family would say, you want to go to Disney World? That's not something our family does. You want to be a millionaire? You want to have your own business? Good luck with that. No one in our family does that. That's not in us. That's not in our blood. All of that. And then before you know it, you are sinking and drowning. Now, I can still meet you there. I have clients who show up with me there because I'm an energy healer and a psychic and a medium, as well as a business coach and strategist. I believe that is my unique contribution and combination to help you. You've got to catch what you're saying, where the universe is like, 1 minute she's setting this powerful intention. Remember your powerful intentions and your counter intentions. 1 minute she's setting her powerful intentions, and then all these counter intentions, and whatever she says is, and so it is. And remember, these principles that I am going over with you, these key concepts, they are the foundation for building your business and building your life. I taught you, go back to day 2, I taught you the practical application and the whole process. You can find all of this at workingforspiritpodcast.com, and they're all on Instagram Live and Facebook Live. They've been every day this week, Monday through Friday. So you can find those. And I taught you about making a clear ask and an intention, and then leaving the house to the universe, and my move formula, which is all about make a decision, own it. That means supporting yourself 100% and learning the energy management and the emotional mastery to do that until you have it. Because there's the law of gestation, and there's all the mess you make trying to help the universe once you've done your part, and now it's the universe's part. So things can take longer, but you can also really get aligned, which is what I've been teaching you all this week. And then you can collapse time and space, and suddenly it shows up. And if you've ever had that experience, it's not a one-off. It's not a one-hit wonder. It's not a one-time thing. It happens to me regularly, consistently in my life now. But look what else I'm doing. I'm bringing all the value that is inside of me right now out into the world for those who want and need it. And Spirit takes care of me. And I use my superpowers to take care of myself while I take care of everyone else. Y'all, I really need that one to land. I really need that one to land. Let that in. I use my superpowers to take care of myself so that I can live my soul purpose and my life purpose, being in joy, expansion, and expression, while I'm taking care of everyone else. That way I can run a full-time job in 2020 with everything going on in the world and in my community. My business was busting at the seams, and I had the capacity and the energy management and the emotional mastery and the manifestation skills and abilities to handle it and turn it into something that was a blessing for all the people I served that year and last year and into this year when they needed it the most, and not fall apart myself. This works. I'm here to help you work it, and in a much better and different way. Remember, I talked to you one of the days all about Ho'oponopono as a clearing and healing method, and how you are always either operating out of your data, where your brain is the computer and it just gives you more only of what it already knows, or you clear, heal, and resolve, as my clients have learned to say, everything that does not serve you any longer. And then you receive divine inspiration from the unified field, from divine intelligence, and you move forward with all the things I've been teaching you this week, and it happens. It sounds simple, just like The Secret did, just like Law of Attraction, and it is profound. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it is simple, because it's all there for us. It's non-negotiable. You're living 24/7 manifesting. You're living in the laws of the universe, universal law, the same way you're living in gravity, whether you want to believe in it or not. You're choosing to create consciously or unconsciously in every moment. And whatever you're choosing to create from the unconsciously place is driving your bus, and it's not cleared, healed, or resolved, and it's creating a lot of what you don't want. I have poured into you all this week as much as I can in the time and space provided. I've got a few more minutes with you today, so stay with me. I'm going to teach you in a minute one more thing, which is soul purpose and life purpose. Do you know they're not the same, but they go together? Because this is another key concept in my life and when I'm working with my clients and students. So I'm going to give you that. I'm going to take a moment here to reiterate and tell you one more time what I told you yesterday, because when I did, people stepped in. People heard my invitation and stepped in. So stay with me for a moment, and then I'm going to tell you about soul purpose and life purpose. If this has been resonating, if this is the kind of container, the support, the guidance, the personal power, the intuitive and the healing aspects, the spiritual and the strategic that you want and need and have been looking for, I have created the community and I have created the container. I do take a handful of private clients at a time throughout the year. And I have my spiritual coach school, and we work on all of this. You have live access to me. You have a community. And right now, I'm filling it with the next 10 people. One of those spots filled right while we were still on here yesterday. A few of those spots have been claimed, but if one is for you, claim it. You can go to bethecontribution.com. What I have for you right now is that I have not done my virtual weekend spiritual retreat for my founding members that came in first. So I'm going to let you have a seat in that when you come in this month here in the next few days and take one of the remaining seats of how many are left from the 10. There is one for you if you're wanting it. That's what I believe. This is all manifesting. And where there is a desire, a way has already been made. And if it's making you scared and excited at the same time, that is the thing you must do. You also get one 90-minute deep dive Kickstarter with me so that I can get in and know you and your business and give you that support and guidance one-to-one. And then you can jump right into spiritual coach school. I invite you. I'm excited and we're ready for you. Bethecontribution.com. I also told you yesterday, it's very serendipitous. My website is getting ready to launch, hopefully today. We've been working on it, and Spiritual Coach School is already up. So Thanksgiving week, I launched it as a Black Friday, Cyber Monday special, and I only let in 10 founding members so they could help me get all the bells and whistles and get everything going. And now I'm ready for 10 more. And that special Black Friday, Cyber Monday spot is still there. That price, which is 50% off. And I told you all, really, this is not hype. I have the new price and I'm ready. It just has not gotten on the website. And I believe that is manifestation from whoever's desiring at its finest. And I feel full and blessed to give it to you. I actually got excited because of these principles. That's going to make it more affordable right now for the people desiring it. They're going to say, where there's a desire, a way has already been made. I want to believe that. I really want to believe that from her. And then they're going to see it is, because I have a payment plan for you as well. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. There's a button there on bethecontribution.com where you can click the button to talk with me, and we will talk by phone, email, or direct messenger. And we will talk soon to help you say yes to yourself and step in. So you're getting Spiritual Coach School. If you want a private spot, I have one opening up real quick. I'm just completing with someone, and you do get Spiritual Coach School with that. Then you're getting that weekend retreat, which is valued at $997, and you're getting that $500 90-minute with me. So you're getting a lot plus 50% off the price. Just feel into that. I'm going to let that land. And now I'm going to tell you, this was just such a shift for me, because I've heard people say life purpose, soul purpose, purpose. But in some of the disciplines that I've studied, and when I started doing mediumship more especially, and when I started looking at it myself and all the pieces came together, I just started asking Spirit, put the pieces together for me. And then I started doing Akashic Records more. I've studied it under several masters over the past 10 years. It's something I use, but then I taught it to my students and my clients. There is your life purpose and your soul purpose. That's the piece I left out. Human design, for those of you who are familiar with human design, that's the piece that brought it all home, the Akashic Records. And I was like, and what else? Oh, the key piece, human design. Human design showed me on my chart, and as I studied it, I've used it with myself and my clients. So if you love Akashic Records, human design, all of these healing modalities, psychic, medium, healing, Ho'oponopono, we use it. I teach it. We learn it and we live it in our lives and in our businesses. It's all of it. It becomes a way of living and being. So human design really showed me where I could do it with a blueprint and a chart and a map and data. And I was in some long-time human design groups where we were experimenting, and we all agreed to experiment and then give the data. So it's fascinating. You have a life purpose and a soul purpose. And you come here in a body, and this body has a life purpose. Michelle Barr, in this body, born at that time, in that place, landing on earth, has a life purpose. I have lessons to learn. That's why I picked my family. That's why I picked my body. That's why I picked all these pieces. That's why my children picked me. That's why my husband picked me. That's even why my new grandbaby picked me. That's so fun to think about and to see. Then there's my soul purpose, the part that's Michelle, consulted with my soul purpose, my guides, my master guide, all the way up the chain, and said, you can pick this life purpose. It has to align with your soul purpose, which it would, because up there, you want everything the best for you. Sometimes we laugh a lot as helpers and healers, my clients, my students, and my colleagues, like, what was I thinking up there? And it's actually my personality down here. Yeah, I'm doing 5 things right now, but okay, just throw that in the back of my car. Just throw that on the table, throw that on my plate. I can do that too. No one else is going to do it as great as me. So up there, we were like, oh, let's just knock that out too. Oh, that, yeah, give me that too. Somebody's got to do it. And then I get down here, it's like, goodness. So there's a place where sometimes your life purpose and your soul purpose, because then we're a body with a brain. We have to keep ourselves alive. We have to keep our body alive so we can stay here. So our body has aspects that fight against that. Our brain and our body, our ego, its job is to keep us alive, to keep the body safe. And our soul wants to do this big thing at the point where I could become aware enough that I could fully align my life purpose and my soul purpose. For years, I see where I was fighting against, because my life purpose, when I'm healthy and I have the tools and I have support and guidance, I learn and grow and I repair. I clear, heal, and resolve. I sure do. But when I'm triggered and unhealthy, I create a bunch of crap for myself. Do y'all know I own healyourcrap.com? I've been talking about it for years. One time I had t-shirts with it. That's what it's about. And when I can learn and grow from this healthy, healed place, I can align my life purpose with my soul purpose. And then watch out, world. Your life becomes absolute, blessed, and amazing. I can't even get the words. Marvelous, fabulous, synchronicities. Remember, synchronicities are coming to you, signs, synchronicities, things lining up out of the blue, big and small, from the unified field, saying, yes, you've connected. We're coming your way. We're sending this ahead to let you know. Stay on track. Hold the energy. Stay on track. Keep coming. And we're coming toward you. We're rushing toward you. The minute you make the decision and you go first, the universe rushes in to meet you. What are you waiting for? Let me give you those real quick. bethecontribution.com if you want to talk to me, find out more about what is spiritual coaching, spiritual work, the work that I do, spiritual coach school, and I've got tons of testimonials from my clients and students. You can also direct message me right on Facebook, right on Instagram. You can email me. You can get in touch with me. Also, I'm going to do one of these every single month for the next few months. I've decided it's happening because of you all. So thank you so much for that. So go anytime to metaphysicalupgrade.com, metaphysicalupgrade.com, and you'll see when the new month starts. You'll see the dates, you'll see the times and all of it. Those are my invitations to you. Also, you can go and get the transcripts and all the recordings for this whole week on workingforspiritpodcast.com. Now we're about to sign off here. I'm going to go to the chat because sometimes there's stuff, every time there's been stuff in here. Yes, I can't not do this. I'm your coach and your mentor and your healer and your teacher and your guide. Loved this week with me. Thank you so much. I'm going to bask in the glow of this, get all of this wrapped up, and then I'm going to create next month's and see what greatness we can bring together next month. I will leave you with that. Thank you all. bethecontribution.com, workingforspiritpodcast.com. I'll see you on Instagram and I'll see you on Facebook. And I'll see you in Spiritual Coach School. Grab one of those seats if they are yours. And if you need to talk to me, just reach out. You have a blessed day.